Trans Visibility in Children and How to Advocate. I'm Abaja Najiba. This is for my ECE class 314, The Child, the Family, the Community. Today we're going to start off with some vocabulary. Transgender is when someone's gender identity or expression differs from the sex they were assigned at birth. Transphobia is discrimination, biases, and negative attitudes towards transgender people. Gender dysphoria is the distress that may arise if someone's gender identity differs from their sex. Children transitioning. Children can express gender nonconformity as young as 2 years old. Some may remain neutral and not identify as male or female. Trans children may feel uncomfortable in their gender-conforming clothes and even in their own bodies. They may begin to question their body parts and their functions, and may have a sense of dread of the thought of puberty. For example, an 8-year-old child who identifies as a boy but was assigned a girl at birth, learning that their breasts will develop without hormone blockers. Did you know that there are 1.3 million transgender youth living in the U.S. today? Transgender youth and community. Nearly 1 out of 5 trans youth have attempted suicide. 60% of LGBTQ plus youth were refused mental health care in the past year. Fewer than 1 in 3 trans youth live in gender-affirming homes. LGBTQ plus youth who live in affirming communities have notably lower suicide attempts. Transphobia in politics. In 2022, there have been 238 bills targeted towards the LGBTQ plus community. More than half of those bills are aimed towards transgender citizens. So you may be asking, how will these potential laws affect our youth? For healthcare, they will restrict trans people to have access to quality healthcare and can lead to mistreatment in healthcare facilities. For sports, it will limit access to trans youth involvement in sports and extracurriculars. And in restrooms, will restrict trans students from using restrooms that match their gender identity. How can we support trans youth? Supporting trans youth can be as easy as accepting and affirming who they are and using their chosen pronouns. Creating communities or living in communities that are accepting of LGBTQ plus youth. Getting involved, setting petitions, and fighting against bills that will potentially harm the youth. Advocating for fair health care and ensuring that they have access to counseling and therapy. Ensuring they have age-appropriate material of representation such as books, articles, movies, and TV. Lastly, educate yourself, work through biases you may have, and learn how to be an ally. Closing out this presentation, I leave you with this. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Nelson Mandela.